Okay, this is the Fry Ruts site along the Santa Fe Trail in Rice County, and I was a Fry before I married. And this is I grew up over the hill here. I'm the fourth generation to own this land, and at this particular site, what really draws people attention is the silhouette back here, which was made by our sons in 2005. Our son was driving, one of them was driving through the Council Grove area, saw one like this, and with the Conestoga wagon and auction, he went up and talked to the owners if he could make a replica of this, and they gave him permission. And then our oldest son, he worked at a plant, a manufacturing engineer with a computerized laser machine, and he cut out this. This really has drawn attention to this particular area of the ruts. And then also in 2005, 2 months later, there was a Wichita Boy Scout troop that put up a marker down here to show more specifically where the ruts are.
When I first came to this, well, when I married her and my father-in-law, when I mentioned it coming about through the field, the lease road over here, I said, hey, I come back to him and I told him, hey, that road needs to be leveled off. And he said, no, that ain't gonna happen. That's part of the Santa Fe Trail. And I said, whoa, that was new to me. Well, about 30 years later, when our sons made this, that enthused me, and I started mowing along here, and it's just brought more attention and from the state and from the national, you know. And now with the Quivira chapter here, and there's an old stone corral where my wife's father, Wayne Fry, went to that school over there, and the stone came, and the stone corral came from the stone corral and built that school. But fire here about 3 years ago burnt the roof off. And anyway, it looked like it was 100 years old, and now it's 200. It looks like it's part of the Santa Fe Trail from the beginning. But there's buffalo wallows like you've never seen. There's probably 20 of them right up there, and then over on this side, there's just about as many over there. But I think the buffalo was here and doing that before they start of the trail. The north and the south came together, and just over here, and if you look, you'll see there's probably like 10 trails over there, and right in here we've got about like four or five, and then the two came together there, and with the help of Brian Stuckey, and he was the one that dowsed this, and a lot of these things he found where the Indian trail, but they didn't follow. It was almost the same, but the Indians of this area, they had their trail too. It was because of the wagons were doing, and in areas where they widened them out like that, not only just because of the ruts and it got wet because of rainfall, but because of the Indian, you know, might be, you know, like in here, they might be up and over, so they'd widen out. So, and of course back over here is where all of them were merging together. But you'll know, you won't see in level ground, there won't be that many, it won't be any depressions as much, but in anywhere where you've got a hill or erosion came from it would take a spot and then start running from the, you know, and wash out going down. And but anyway, that's the only way I would understand and know that, you know, why the ruts would get. And some of them around here have found arrowheads and found oxen hooves, you know, and where they had the metal hooves, and then bullet, the musket balls, and where in farm ground we do, but most of it went back to no-till, and it's just difficult to find. You know, it'd be nice if you could come along here, but you can't find an arrowhead with a metal detector. So there's got to be, you know, mighty. It was just great. They did come, you know, they would come across the creek, across the Little Arkansas down here, and probably a little smaller than it is now. But they would cross and camp on the west side, because the animals that, you know, either mules or the oxen, they wouldn't stay on the other side. They would cross over. If they had a storm overnight, they didn't like to get wet feet. You know, if it came and it was late in the day, they would probably go over. But they were a little timid about going across, so they would come across and stay in the stone corral. And then later, when they left, you know, then they probably go about like 15 miles, you know, to the next camp. That's about how long, you know, they could do in a day's time.